All right, guys, welcome back to Sneak Attack. Just to remind you, this was a player that earlier on in the game just shared Traverse with me. Never really explained why, and usually a lot of times experienced gamers will go ahead and just accept Traverse. I did. I just accepted it. It's usually not a bad idea. But we're deep into the game now, and there's really nothing else for me to do. I think I mentioned this is kind of a played-out game. I got beaten back by British Canada. I used to have all this stuff. And he's not invading in here, and I'm not sure why, because he could take this oil field easily, but he's not. So I'm going to go ahead and take my main force here, and I've already walked it through, and I've got it positioned here the way I like it. I'm going to have 200 guys here. Whatever artillery he has here is going to be completely useless. I'm going to rain in down here with 24 cannon on him, and meanwhile, I will have 100 backing me up against whoever's over here. And so let's just see what happens. So it's time to launch the attack. These guys will stay here. Everyone else is just going to go ahead and click attack. And this is fun for me because I would normally never do this. But again, as I mentioned, this game is pretty much over for me. There's no way I can win it. And so I thought it'd be a fun something or other to share on this channel. So here we go. Boom. Yes, I want to continue. This will probably make my popularity go way down. It takes a moment on the PC here to register what just happened. Let's see. We won't see what's here for quite some time. It'll take a while to bomb down whatever he has there. If I was him, I'd have at least a level 3 in the middle. I usually reserve the outer limits for higher level forts, but eventually I get my inner fort up to a 5. So let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. While that's going through the motions there, what I've got building back here is I do have a sizable air force, but I don't have anywhere to land them. So I didn't want to attack directly across the channel and then have to make my way. I was going to sneak attack there. There we go. Now we got our enemies. I was going to sneak attack into here and then make my way here, but then I thought, well, he wasn't doing anything. I was sitting here posed to attack this, and he wasn't doing anything. So I was like, well, I'll come on in here and attack straight to the core here and just see if I can snake it out from under him. So that's the plan. There's really no other way to get to my cannon. I've got him protected from either side here. And I'm about to go to bed, so I'm just going to kind of leave it. So what I didn't finish saying here is I do have another sizable force coming in here, and that's going to be my cleanup force. So I'm going to move the land forces in and capture this, and then build an airfield here and start coming in with my, and of course I can use my bombers and fighters here. I've got a nice little air force to capture this. I'll use them to capture this with my land forces, and then I'll start frog stepping them in, building airfields and join them here, and then just fortify this, And at that point, I will have 3 oil fields. Now, I don't see how I can hold them. There's just no way. I'm having to do a contain here. I used to have Great Britain over here completely contained. He was completely contained. I had taken all of his territory back to about here, and that's when I was kind of in the middle of, I just conquered him, but I was strung out, and that's when British Canada attacked. And that's the right time to attack, is when your enemy has just kind of conquered a bunch of territory, and that, even if you do it carefully, it takes a lot of troops. And he just swept in with a big air force and just wiped me out, pushed me back across the sea, and we declared peace. So, hey, let's just see what happens. Sneak attack, y'all. He let me get real close inside. This really should never happen. If you see somebody coming in on you and positioning people on your on your actual land mass capital, and then guys outside, like, that's a problem. I had another game, which is, gosh, is it? Yeah, I think it's 3-base drip, but I don't know if this exact scenario came along. But I had an ally who was kind of helping me, but I knew he was going to have to attack me. And he came and put all of his troops. He put all of his troops on my little homeland here, everything. And I could see the whole stack. And so all I did was I took my railguns off, I took my cannons off, and a few people to screen it. And then I left the majority of my infantry here. And I just did the same thing. Like, I used my infantry to immobilize his army and then just shelled in. In this particular game, I had like 50 cannon, though. It was ridiculous, and like 3 or 4 railguns. But again, the idea is have somebody here and then rain in hellfire with your cannon. All right, so let's just see what happens here. I'm holding back some offensive troops. I got 3 tanks and 2 cavalry, and then about 100 guys. That's sort of my reinforcements. If these guys somehow die, I'll have somebody else at least to run forward to screen and keep my cannons safe. So let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. Am I going to get away with it or not? I don't have any Air Force to protect me. That kind of sucks. But there was really no helping it for the sneak attack strategy. So, you know what I could have done is I could have just moved my aircraft overland. Just, they move really slow, but they can move in little, I guess, trailers. So I probably should have done that since the guy wasn't doing anything. And then just as soon as I took the core, built an airfield here. I live and learn. All right. See you guys next time. Probably next time the next video will be whether I succeed or not. So check back in, guys. I'll see you next time. Adios.